$1,000 is sitting in your account, and most people waste it. They let it sit in a savings account earning almost nothing, or they spend it before they even make a plan. But if you invest that first $1,000 the right way, it becomes the foundation that every dollar after it builds on. Today I'll show you exactly how to do it, with specific steps and real options for the USA, UK, Canada, Australia, and India. Before we talk about where to put your money, let's talk about what not to do. Don't invest money you might need in the next 3 to 6 months. Don't invest if you're carrying high-interest debt above 8%, pay that off first. And don't let anyone talk you into a complicated product you don't understand. With $1,000, simple always wins. Step 1, open the right account. In the USA, open a brokerage account with Fidelity, Schwab, or a Roth IRA if you qualify. In the UK, open a stocks and shares ISA, your gains are completely tax-free inside it. In Canada, use your TFSA, again, tax-free growth. In Australia, you can invest outside super through platforms like Stake or Perler. In India, open a Demat account through Groww, Zerodha, or Upstocks, takes under 10 minutes. Step 2, your first investment should almost certainly be a broad index fund. Not a single stock. Not crypto. Not a hot tip from a friend. An index fund gives you instant exposure to hundreds or thousands of companies in one purchase. When one company drops, others hold you up. This is the foundation every serious investor builds on first. In the USA, look at VOO, the Vanguard SP 500 ETF, or VTI for total US market exposure. Both have expense ratios under 0.05%. That means for every $1,000 you invest, you pay less than 50 cents a year in fees. That is as low as it gets. In the UK, the Vanguard FTSE Global All Cap or the iShares Core MSCI World ETF are excellent starting points available inside your ISA. They give you global diversification in one fund. In Canada, XEQT or VEQT on the Toronto Stock Exchange are all-in-one equity ETFs that are massively popular with Canadian beginner investors, and for good reason. In Australia, the Vanguard Australian Shares ETF, ticker VAS, or the iShares Core SP 500 ETF, ticker IVV, are the two most common starting points. Both are available on the ASX and have very low fees. In India, start with a Nifty 50 index fund through platforms like Groww or Zerodha Coin. Funds from HDFC, SBI, and Nippon tracking the Nifty 50 are solid, proven choices for first-time investors. Step 3, decide how to deploy your $1,000. You have two options. Lump sum, invest it all at once. Research consistently shows lump sum investing outperforms over the long term because your money is in the market working immediately. Or dollar cost averaging, split it into equal parts and invest monthly. This reduces the emotional risk of putting everything in right before a market dip. For a first-time investor, either works, but whichever you choose, stick to it. Step 4, automate and add to it. The real power of that first $1,000 isn't the 1,000 itself, it's what comes after it. Set up an automatic transfer every month, even if it's just $50 or $100. You remove the decision from the equation entirely. The investment happens whether or not you feel like doing it that month. This habit is what separates people who build wealth from people who always plan to start later. Let's talk about what $1,000 actually becomes over time. Invested in a broad index fund averaging 7% annually after inflation, a reasonable long-term historical figure, your $1,000 becomes approximately $2,000 in 10 years. Around $4,000 in 20 years. And nearly $8,000 in 30 years. Without adding another penny. Now imagine what happens when you keep contributing monthly. What about higher risk options? Some people want to split their first 1,000, maybe 800 in an index fund and 200 in individual stocks or a small crypto position. This is fine as long as you understand the rule, the speculative portion is money you can afford to lose entirely. Never flip that ratio. The index fund is your foundation. Everything else is optional. Common mistakes to avoid with your first investment. 1. Checking your portfolio every day. Markets move. Your job in the early years is to invest consistently and not react emotionally. 2. Chasing last year's top performer. The fund that returned 40% last year is often the one that drops 30% next year. 3. Waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. Time in the market beats timing the market. Every time the data has been studied, this holds true. A quick note on fees, because they matter more than most people realize. An expense ratio of 1% sounds tiny. But over 30 years on a growing portfolio, that 1% costs you tens of thousands of dollars compared to a fund charging 0.05%. Always check the expense ratio before you buy. Anything above 0.5% on a passive index fund is worth questioning. Let's recap what your first $1,000 should do. First, go into a tax-advantaged account if you have one, Roth IRA, ISA, TFSA, or through Zerodha Coin or Groww in India. Second, buy a broad, low-cost index fund. Third, decide lump sum or monthly, and commit. Fourth, automate future contributions. Fifth, leave it alone and let compounding do the work. The hardest part of investing your first $1,000 isn't picking the right fund. It's starting. Most people wait for the market to drop, for a better month, for more money, for more confidence. But every month you wait is a month of compounding you never get back. The best investor is not the smartest one. It's the one who started earliest and stayed consistent. If this video helped you take that first step, subscribe to Grow Your Wealth. We publish personal finance videos every weekday to help you build real, lasting wealth at whatever stage you're at. And check the description, there are direct links to the platforms and funds mentioned today for every country covered.